die too young. Yeah, too young. Yeah, too young. I don't wanna die too young. Too young. Too young. Counting bands, hallelujah. 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 I just keep going with the flow. I just wanna go cop me some. I hit Fairfax, go shopping though. She just wanna hit that bathroom. Hold that guard like a register. Keep it winning, need that guapador. Like I'm cash out, need a papa those. Flowing on Turtle Galapagos, running and grab the door. Man, the shit never minimal, feel like an animal. Yeah, bitch, I try to keep me cool. You like never going back. Hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah. I don't wanna die too young, too young, too young. Counting bands, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, I don't wanna die too young, too young, too young. Bitch bad, I skirt that cool fast, my cool fast, yo bitch no. My bitch slow, she do what I say so, and she always keep me on my toes. Poppin' that wall, man I be gone, ay, just watch me go. Bitches they watching me go, walking around, ay, I get that band up, then I go drop that shit off, ay. Pull up in a Porsche, shit popping off, pop that shit off. I got that bitch off, I tell her to knock that shit off, and I got my nut off, and she watch my nuts off. Hey, yeah, I want that shit. I got that shit, pop that shit, got rich quick, suck my. You know it make me goddamn numb when I see him die. So goddamn die too young, too young, too young. Counting bands, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, I don't wanna die too young, too young, too young. I've been grinding way too long, too long, too long. I don't wanna die too young, too young, too young. Counting bands, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, I don't wanna die too young, too young, too young.
Welcome to the CHEETAH Project. It's CHEETAH Boy. Let's get right into this, okay, with more Goku the Wildfire. Alright, so why do we call Goku the Wildfire? Why would I label him that? Obviously, it has something to do directly with the Kaioken, right? But I think it's a little deeper than that. Again, we're gonna dig deep into this Goku bag because there's a lot to this man that is intangible. So the definition of a wildfire, and this is just a dictionary definition, but I mean, but I've done some research outside of the actual, just the regular word. But here we go: a large destructive fire that spreads quickly over woodland or brush. It's pretty simple, right? But Goku's a simple guy. But even more than that, though, a wildfire in its functionality is obviously it is destructive and it does spread very quickly. And you just have to let it kind of do its thing, and then it will go away. There's really nothing that you can do about a wildfire. There's not enough amount of water or anything that's really going to stop it when the way you want it to be stopped when you want it to be stopped. You have to kind of have to go away on its own. Goku exhibits all of these attributes. And another thing about the wildfire is that's probably the most important thing or a wildfire, is that it's beneficial for the environment that it's where it began. Um, and the life comes back, and the only thing that really, from what I understand, I could be wrong, I'm not a scientist, but from what I gather, from what I read, the only thing that's really get burnt away are the things that are unnatural to the environment that are there when the wildfire occurs. So everything else kind of gets a refresh, a replenishing, a kind of a fresh start. Whereas something that's completely unnatural to that environment gets completely ravished and burned away, and never hear from it again. And Goku does that a lot in the series. And even in Dragon Ball, if it's something that's disruptive to the harmony and the balance and the order of things, Goku's wildfire self will show up and he will burn you away. So that means that that happened to a lot of people. That happened to Frieza, obviously. That happened to Vegeta. That happened to a ton of people in Dragon Ball. It happened to Raditz to a lesser extent. To a certain extent, it happened to Cell, even though Goku more or less did that third party. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Trust me. But Goku is a wildfire, and like I said, he will burn away everything that doesn't belong, and everything that it is unnatural. And that's why and obviously the Kaioken again lends itself to this. I mean, the red fire, the Kaioken, the golden fire, the Super Saiyan transformation. This man is just on fire. This man is just on fire, and actually that's my favorite form of Goku is the Kaioken Goku, is the Goku fresh out of Kenkai training. The Tree of Might Goku. I mean obviously Super Saiyan Goku is a fixture all on its own, right? Is a identity all on its own. You have Goku, you have Super Saiyan Goku. If Goku is not the superhero, Super Saiyan Goku is. But I like the Kaioken Goku. That's when I think of Goku. That's what immediately pops to mind. Then the Super Saiyan transformation comes into mind. But we'll get into all that. I just really wanted to highlight why the wildfire is the nickname that I decided to wholeheartedly go with on Goku, and there's a bunch of nicknames that you can put on him. So we're gonna get into the people that are most important in Goku's life, and we're gonna start our conversation directly from that. And we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna see how what influenced this man, and what can we gather between the lines, not necessarily from the Frieza fight himself or the Super Saiyan transformation itself. What happened before then? What happened in the mix of all that stuff? What carried over from when he was a child. Speaking of Goku's childhood, he in my opinion, he had the easiest childhood. He had the easiest childhood out of Goku. I mean, out of Vegeta or Gohan. And a lot happened in his childhood, but it was kind of carefree. It's kind of easy going. He put himself in that red ribbon shit, and it didn't really get real for Goku until Tien showed up, and then then it was like, okay, I need to stop fucking around, but until then it was recess. Goku was just one big recess for a long time, and he had the strength to get him out of a lot of stuff. I mean, Bulma, shot him up. He got shot up by the Red Ribbon Army, and bullets just bounce off this guy. I think that had a lot to do with the Saiyan physiology, but still, he had a wide margin of error. By the time Gohan was coming up, people were just too strong. People were too strong. There was no Mars in the area, and plus Goku was already, deep in his vocation. Same thing with Vegeta. When he was coming up, he was around Frieza, and on planets and war torn and in the Lost Prince of a lost civilization, and one wrong look at somebody, they could have, just said, what, let's just get rid of him. He's here, but he's here as a joke anyways, so. Goku didn't have all that going on. Goku had a lot of people that cared about him. He had a lot of people that took care of him. Bulma turned him into a functioning, normal person. Instead of a wild bush kid, and but Gohan had to learn it all on his own. Even though Gohan had a support system too, it wasn't quite as expansive as Goku's was, because Gohan was just at home with his mom. They were however many miles away, kind of by themselves. And then Goku takes the dive, and then against Raditz, and then there's Gohan out on its own, really learning it all on its own. And the Piccolo only made it worse before he made it better. And so Goku had the easiest ride childhood-wise out of anybody, as far as the Saiyans are concerned. And but I think that's not a credit. That's not a diss on him. It's just that's just facts. It's just facts. But I think the childhood is really where we should start with Goku, and so that's what we're going to do. And one more thing I want to get across. I know I probably said this before, but again, shout out to Jimmy Kudo, because even though Vegeta, Gohan, Goku, all the cast are fictional characters, a non-fiction person had to make them. A real person had to make them. So that gives them some kind of credibility. That gives them some kind of life. You can say the same thing with anything. Batman, Kenshin Himura, Spider-Man, whoever you rely on as far as inspiration, or you just think is a badass. Somebody had to make them. They didn't just pop up. They didn't just draw themselves. So that gives that particular character a lot of validation as far as their intangibles or their tangible attributes as well. So number 5, number 5, influential, straight up Master Roshi. Master Roshi is probably one of those ones that fall on both lists. So we're going to talk about him as a whole instead of just separate his own divvying of himself to Goku. Master Roshi is so influential to Goku in so many different ways. It really set the foundation for who Goku is going to be as a martial artist, definitely, and to a certain extent as a man, but definitely as a martial artist. Goku got a lot from Grandpa Gohan, but he got the foundation of his whole martial arts heart, or his martial arts roots from Master Roshi. And not even just that, obviously, what does he get from Master Roshi? He gets the Kamehameha Wave, which is arguably the best technique in the whole series, right up there with the Kaioken. I don't know which one would be more effective, but he has both, so that's what makes Gohan, so that's what makes Goku so G. In probably one of the most influential or powerful moves in all of anime. So, and Goku gets that from Master Roshi. Quick comment, if we can. How far does Goku go against his enemies or in a series? Do we have the same Goku without the Kamehameha Wave? Does Goku still accomplish and succeed the way he does without the Kamehameha Wave? If you take away, not even take away Master Roshi, just take away the technique. Do you still have Goku successful? Obviously, you don't have the same Goku we have today, but is he still successful? That's something that we really should think about. But beyond that, Master Roshi just gives Goku a martial arts springboard just to do all type of crazy extra shit off of, and that's what he does. He just high dives off the Kame Sen style and does all type of shit with it. And Goku, and we'll get to it later, or if not, again, I'm gonna say it now because I want to make sure that I piece this together. Goku is the master of training for the training. And I'll elaborate on that later if I see that it's not been discussed. But keep that in the back of your mind. Goku is the master of preparation for the preparation, training for the training, training within the training. And yeah. So, anyways, Master Roshi. Master Roshi is no doubt. Now, obviously, Goku has a whole clique, right? So, and this list might be different for you, but for me, these are the most influential. And obviously, there's a list that can go down to like probably 15 or 20, and on both sides, perhaps. But like I said, a lot of those characters bounce and forth between both lists. So for instance, just to get it out the way, an honorable mention: the Yardrifts. Dude, there's no telling what the Yardrifts taught Goku. They say and Goku says they taught him a lot of shit. That's probably the one instance where he did get litty with someone Planet Yardrift, because why not? He just turned Super Saiyan. He's the first one to do it in however many thousand years. He overcame an impossible situation and toppled the dirt bag that is Frieza. Saved his son's ass, saved the universe's ass to a certain extent. And that was a hopeless situation. The Spirit Bomb is trash. The Kaioken wasn't working. So, and he turned it around. He made it out of that horrible fight alive. And after they healed him, and after they started teaching him some stuff, no telling what kind of party favorites they had on Planet Yardrift. And I hope for Goku's sake that he did get down. He kicked it on Planet Yardrift. Tough. Just to relax or celebrate a little bit. I mean, because nobody was supposed to make it off Planet Namek. Nobody was supposed to make it off Planet Namek. And definitely not in the fashion that he did. I mean, turning Super Saiyan and smacking Frieza all outside his mouth. Great. But that wasn't supposed to happen. So, and those are the victories that are more than likely better than others, I would say. So, I hope on Planet Yardrift he turned up. But of course, he learned the most influential and downright overpowered and most effective and efficient moves in all of fictional history, and that's the intertransmission technique. Like if Goku wasn't OP before then, he was definitely OP after that. And I think Goku slows up on the intertransmission technique and doesn't really use that to its full effect. Maybe because he's not a master of it, or maybe because it has a toll on the body, or something about it that we don't know as far as a drawback is concerned. And plot hole, King Kai knew it all along, so that was kind of fucked up, but but still, there's no telling what else he learned on Planet Yardrift, because he says he learned a bunch. So there's no telling how that helped him and or Gohan in the long run. But so the Yardrifts get an honorable mention on either list. Next on the emotional side, or the emotional standpoint, influential list, as far as people that spur him to break his limits or to go further and to turn up. Krillin. They came up together, and Krillin was Goku's very first emotional connection, besides Grandpa Gohan, obviously. But even then, Goku being so lighthearted and Grandpa Gohan being so old, Goku seemed to not have that kind of deep, resonating emotion or love for Grandpa Gohan. I mean, it was reverence and it was appreciation, but Goku, I mean, and Goku kind of does this with everybody to a certain extent. Doesn't really is not very demonstrative about his feelings towards Grandpa Gohan. At least initially. Now when actual Gohan is born, his son, you feel that a little bit in his when he actually names Gohan that. But I think Krillin is the first person to really break that wall or initiate Goku into all different kind of social aspects, as far as friendship and love and having a brother and being a producer or a stable person in society rather than a wild bush monkey kid, and how to be an actual martial artist as opposed to just like we said, a wild bush kid. and just having somebody on his level that he can connect with, that wasn't a master, that was just more of like a sibling or somebody that was relatable, and that was Krillin, no doubt. And they came up together. They trained with Master Roshi together. They got in a whole bunch of shit together. They they gagged together. They fought together. They kicked it. And if you go back and look at Dragon Ball, then you can understand why Goku snapped when Frieza kind of comes after him like that. But that was probably the first legit emotional connection Goku has. And that'll do it for Goku 1. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody who's been participating. And if you're watching these things all the way through, you're a champ to me because you have so much things to entertain your time, to hold your time, and you're spending it here, and time is everything, and I really, really appreciate it. And if we get to a certain level, best and believe I'm going to do something for the people who have spent time on this. So if you made it to the end of this video, please comment and say that you did, and then you'll make that list. I promise you. And then, yeah, we're pushing forward anyways. Thank you so much, Vegeta, again. But here we are at Goku. Check us out on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter. Hit me up on Vimeo. Hit me up on always comment, like, subscribe here if you can, if you haven't yet. And then iTunes as far as the podcast is concerned. And then we're getting to it. We're pushing forward. And we're going to pick up next week where we left off here, where we continue who I believe are the most influential people in Goku's development, who makes him the man that he is. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully you've been enjoying things so far, and there's a lot more to come, especially when I get my final cut back up. Final cut is like almost $400, around somewhere between $300 and $400. So I have to get that back on, and it has some other stuff that I can start rotating in as well at that point. So, but we're rotating other stuff in on the Vimeo side as well. So again, check me out there. I say us because it makes you feel better. So, but check me out there, and then yeah, pushing forward the World Cheetah Project. World 3 all day. I got to get mine done today. And thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Always hit me up on Twitter again, and then see you on the podcast side. Tuesday on the podcast side, Friday on the podcast side, Wednesday here for comic books, and then we start the whole cycle back over again. So thank you so much. Let the level up. The level up is real. Just trying to find the best way to do that myself. So see you next time. Thank you so much.